All right, we're finally giving them some love. We're taking a look at the Flare cycle from Modern Horizons 3. In Dimir, we have access to two of them, Flare of Denial, which is the counterspell, and Flare of Malice, which is the edict, pretty much. Flare of Denial, you can cast it for 3 mana, and it's just basically a counterspell. Or you can sack a non-token blue creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost. And then Flare of Malice, opponent sacks the highest CMC creature they have, and between creature and planeswalker. Also, you can sack a non-token black creature. So the question is, how do we get a bunch of these non-token black creatures? Well, normally when we're looking for sacrificing creatures, we can just use Bowmasters because the Orc army is pretty expendable. In this case, we're still playing the Bowmasters just because it's a good card and it kind of hates on the mirror match for this deck. But really what we're trying to do here is play some Prized Amalgams and Bloodghast, which are very, very expendable creatures. Initially, the first time that I looked at this deck, I saw a Prized Amalgam get discarded to a Psychic Frog and was like, oh man, we're playing some like dredge build. And wouldn't you know it, it was not in fact that. It was a pretty much mid-range tempo deck that was just trying to make a big Psychic Frog or Stalactite Stalker, control with Flare of Denial and Flare of Malice, and really just kill you dead before you can really do anything about it. So this was a pretty good one. I think we're going to have some fun times with it, and real quickly before I forget, we do need to have a Phyrexian Tower in this deck or two. I'll probably just put 2 in here. We'll get rid of 1 Sulfurfluid Coliseum, and then I was thinking of getting rid of 1 Undercity Sewers as well. In order to fit both of those in there, Phyrexian Tower going to be really good to turn our Bloodghasts into mana for Flare of Malice, for Orcish Bowmasters, for any of these things. Prized Amalgam also can be sacked to Flare of Malice, Flare of Denial, or to Phyrexian Tower here for mana. So we have kind of an engine going on here. And at the center of it all will be Psychic Frog. 1 black, 1 blue gives us a 1/2 frog. On combat damage, you draw a card. You can discard a card to put a counter on it so it has combat tricks, and you can exile 3 cards to give it flying. We're not really doing a whole lot from our graveyard in this deck. You could run Snapcaster Mages, which I actually thought I had put some in there. I think I meant to, and I would drop some Bowmasters for that. A little bit unorganized here. I thought I had those already in there, but I guess not. Obviously, Snapcaster Mage can recast these Flare of Denial, Flare of Malices for free, which is really nice. Or it can allow you to recast them. I'm not sure if you can do the alternate casting cost, but we will see in the games here today. Onwards and upwards here we have Demonic Tutor, obviously Bowmasters, because if we're playing another Psychic Fraud deck, we do want a way to kind of at least deal damage to it, or to try to put pressure on our opponent's life total, since you're not necessarily gaining life in a deck like this. Bloodghast is also an important card in this deck. You get it off of your fetch lands, off of any land drop, and it triggers Prized Amalgam to come back, so we just want to make sure that we are continually bringing Bloodghast onto the battlefield. They represent damage, they represent free attackers. When we're killing our opponent's biggest stuff, Bloodghast is sometimes a very efficient trader, so that's good. And then we also have Stalactite Stalker in here, fueled by so many things in this deck. This card is perfect for what we're trying to do today. Comes in as a 1/1, but if you descend on your end step, you put a counter on it. So, I mean, let's look at all the ways to descend here. Psychic Frog can discard something into the graveyard. Orcish Bowmasters can kill itself if we need it to. Bloodghast, I guess, can be sacrificed to Phyrexian Tower, or anything can get sacrificed to Phyrexian Tower. Flare of Denial, sacrificing Prized Amalgam or Snapcaster Mage or Psychic Frog. Flare of Malice, hitting Prized Amalgam, Psychic Frog, Bloodghast, Bowmasters, or Stalactite Stalker. Another way to get your Descend. So many different ways to do things. Cephalid Coliseum, draw 3, discard 3. Undercity Sewers, Surveil 1. So many different ways. It's like a total possibility here to make this thing our main game plan. Additionally, I'm running 3 steps ahead here. Copying a Psychic Frog is not too bad. Copying an Orcish Bowmasters is not too bad. And then just being able to counter a spell for 3 mana in addition to all these things is really good. And then, 3 steps ahead on the third mode, can also draw 2 cards and discard a card. That turns on Stalactite Stalker. It's card advantage because that's good, and it's on a very flexible card that can be casted at instant speed. So we do want to have this as well. Additionally, Tamio Inquisitive Student we have here as a one of, just because she can be triggered off of a Brainstorm or off of, it's more or less just Brainstorm that's going to get that happening here. You could do 3 steps ahead plus Psychic Frog or something like that and get her to flip, but at the end of the day, she's just kind of a way to get things back from your graveyard. If we can get Flare of Denial or Flare of Malice back, Tamio's kind of done her job there. At the very least, if we just Tamio, flip her with Brainstorm, we can get back a Brainstorm again, and then that's value. So Tamio's just a nice one of in here. You can run Mower if you want. I haven't really found a deck that really wants to be running for her necessarily, because she is really just a 0-3 that does nothing. She's not really good in an aggro deck. And in mid-range to control decks, I'm not really sure that she has totally a place. But with something like this, I think one of is fine to test her out. In the land space, we're running a lot of cards that are both black and blue producing, in addition to a lot of cards that just produce one of the 2 colors. We are running 4 Mystic Sanctuaries, so off of my Polluted Deltas, I do want to fetch islands, or island card type as much as possible just to fuel that. We really just want to loop our Mystic Sanctuaries to get back Flare of Denial and Flare of Malice, because that's going to be really how we keep our opponent low on resources. So this is the Psychic Frog tempo deck here, hoping that we're going to have some good games today. Should be a lot of fun. Before we hop into the games though, make sure to like and comment on the video, subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you guys in round 1. Alrighty, here we go. This is round 1. Opener has Bloodgust and a Bowmasters. I think this is really not what we're trying to do here. If Cephalid Coliseum could be activated right away, that would be kind of nice. But yeah, Threshold is going to take too long here. I think this one's a mulligan. I think we can find something that is a little better here. We have double Flare of Denial this time. Nothing really to do with it, sadly, but it is something that we can hold up. And it is relevant that we have Orcish Bowmasters in hand. So maybe I go Watery Grave into Swamp, go Bloodghast, then turn 3 I hold up one of my Flares and an Orcish Bowmasters. I think I'm down. I don't really want to go super low on lands anyway, so we'll take this. We'll see what our draws have in store for us. This is going to be a snow-covered plains here. We have double Flare of Denial now. We'll actually end up redrawing that. And basically we have the Bloodghast. We'll see what they play this turn, and then we just hold counterspells for the next few turns. It'll be a Gala Greeters here, so we will start in with an attack, see if they'd like to take it or trade. They will take it. We're going to drop our second out of 3 islands here and end the turn. We are going to try to Flare of Denial anything that they put out here, and then if they don't play anything, we just Orcish Bowmasters and kill the Gala Greeters. That's fine, we're okay to take 1, and what do they play? They actually don't do anything, so we're going to drop the Bowmasters then. See if this is allowed to happen. We'll take out the Greeters, and now we have a good turn here. This is my turn. Again, we are going to hold our land drop in case the Bloodghast dies. And I guess Mystic Sanctuary can sort of chill. Maybe I'll just drop the Cephalid Coliseum, though. Still lacking 1 island, but we do have Flare of Denial here. Let's see what they play. We have to watch out for... Oh, they have a lot of cards here. Maybe we just play Tempo here. We go Flare of Denial. Hopefully that was their best card. Nice. They don't have any follow-ups. So we go Cephalid Coliseum again. Get in for another 4. They're starting to get a little dead on board looking like here. 5 mana. We'll probably let a small thing through. We do want to Flare of Denial something big like this. That is a very good one. Flare of Denial, we are tempoing them down here. 3 steps ahead is absolutely beautiful. If they drop something that is size 1, that's fine. And then we can also 3 steps. We can't also create a token, sadly, but we can counter spell and draw 2, discard 1. This is fine. Overgrown Pest. How do I feel about this guy? I think I'm down to not let them have that. So we go counter target spell, draw 2, discard 2. That's 5 mana. We auto pay, taking some life. And it looks like we discard the Mystic Sanctuary unless we get something that's worth. I don't think we need another Cephalid Coliseum. Stalactite Stalker is here as well. Thorns Inquisitor. Totally fine. That's just an incubate. We can attack through all this stuff. Here's an island now, so our Mystic Sanctuary gets to do its thing next turn. I think they take our Bowmasters, that's fine. We do have a Stalactite Stalker coming in with Descend now. Full end turn, get to do the Stalactite Stalker thing here, and now we have a 2/2 that can kill something. We'll be able to get Flare of Denial here. They're just going to transform their Incubate. They're still dead. But if they don't play anything, we are looking solid. Move to my turn here. We just find a Watery Grave here. I'm going to put a counterspell back on top of my library. I think 3 steps ahead is better in this situation. And then we have Menace on the Stalactite Stalker, so I think we just go in. See what happens. They have something. This would actually be... Okay, I was about to say this would be kind of awkward if it was... oh, what is that card called? Settle the Wreckage. So that gains Indestructible. They're going to Trump Block where possible. Bloodgust is what it is. My Bloodgust will have haste. Stalactite Stalker gets to go do its thing. And then I guess I can just kill the Kyodai. Should I do that? No, because I have 3 steps ahead here. I need to copy something. Alright. Full end turn here. Menace is a thing. This thing is indestructible as long as they control it. Got it. Okay, so we'd move to our turn here. Should I kill the Kyodai? I almost want to do that. We're going to draw 3 steps ahead. It's fine. We're just going to end up waiting a turn here. So 3 steps ahead on all modes costs 8. We need to shock the Watery Grave. We will return the Bloodgust, and actually this is lethal potentially. Yeah, we can do this, and they cannot currently block without playing something, and we have 3 steps ahead. Wandering Emperor, how about now? 1, 2, 3. We'll target this. We will do that. Bang. We'll discard the Undercity Sewers. That turns on our Descend. And nice. Cool. We're going to take round 1 here. We were able to do it, surprisingly enough, without any blue non-token creatures, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I think this was a pretty good round 1. Let's hop into round 2. Here we go. Alright, here we go, round 2. We get to start with the Psychic Frogs this time, and we actually get to do it off of a Stalactite Stalker on 1 if we want to. I think that I'm going to look to get the Psychic Frog in early, so we'll do tapped Mystic Sanctuary unless we draw an untapped lander here. Alright, Cephalid Colosseum will do it. Or you know what? Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's do it like this. We'll get a Shockland. So we do want to make sure that we have as many islands as possible. We'll start with the Stalactite Stalker. We'll immediately have Descend. Alright, so the 2/2 on turn 1 always feels nice. We can go Psychic Frog, discarding something to give this guy Descend again, or we can drop a Tamiyo. I can go like this, Stalactite Stalker, Tamiyo. Tamiyo, unfortunately, well, we won't be turning on Descend this turn, sadly. But a Brainstorm now flips a Tamiyo, which is convenient. We can also Psychic Frog here. We're on Dryad of the Elysian Grove. I don't think I want to sack my Tamiyo for that. Bloodgust is nice. We can go Psychic Frog. We're going to go Mystic Sanctuary, though. Psychic Frog here, paying. We have Flare of Denial up. We want to Psychic Frog, discarding the Bloodgust. Making sure that we trigger both of these things for Descend. We attack with the 2 Menacers. We also attack with Tamiyo so we can investigate. Alright, we pass. We can exile things from the graveyard to give Psychic Frog flying now. Opponent's at 15, so are we. What happens after this with their Dryad? They have 5 mana, can cast completely Wooburg stuff. This will be Conduit of Worlds. Okay, fine. That is very janky as far as I'm concerned. Alright, move to my turn. I'm just holding this Flare of Denial up at this point. Psychic Frog is a thing. I think we just want to trigger Bloodghast here. We can also draw a card potentially. I think I'll go Mystic Sanctuary here. Return it to the battlefield. We go... Do I want to cast another Psychic Frog or activate my Clue? I think I just go for Psychic Frog. That would only be 2 out of 3 for the Tamiya. Yeah. Alright, so we go like this. We will go bang, bang, bang. I could have gotten Psychic Frog in by exiling some cards. I'll do that next turn. We get to get a second token. Opponent is now at 10. Bloodghast has haste, Psychic Frogs can fly, and Stalactite Stalkers unfortunately aren't set up here. I'm going to hold Flare of Denial here for whatever big crap they decide to cast next turn. Field of Ruin could take out my Watery Grave. Alright, that's fine. We'll take a basic Swamp. This will allow me to draw a card too, which is nice. Make sure we get black. It would be awkward to be stuck on all blue mana. And now what do? They play another land. They can play something for 4. Otherwise, they're looking a little bit in danger here. Guy's Blessing, don't care. And I suppose I get to go to my turn. Alright, so we will draw with this. We don't really need to flip the Tamiya badly. Fine to just go slow. Mystic Sanctuary is good. This, unfortunately, now that we've lost our dual land, we cannot get this Mystic Sanctuary to go. We have a blue mana source here, though. Hardcast Flare of Denial is on the menu. Stalactite Stalker can kill Dryad. I think we're going to get one of our Psychic Frogs in, except no, we don't. We need to have another card in Graveyard, and I want to keep both of these. Were I to activate this, then we have 3 mana held up for Flare of Denial. We have 3 mana up for Stalactite Stalker. We have 3 cards in Graveyard, potentially for a Psychic Frog. I'm down. We'll sack this to draw. And would I like to keep 2 Flares of Denial? I think that's actually better in this case. So we'll go in 1, 2, 3, and we can attack the Bloodghast too, because why not? We'll investigate. The Bloodghast will come back. It's fine. This actually triggers Stalactite Stalker, so it's worse for them. Now let's move to end step here, holding up hard cast Flare of Denial and sack cast Flare of Denial. They will not be resolving anything. We will cast with mana. Autopay. I do believe that's all she wrote. We have lethal on board here. They have no mana. Should be a win. Alrighty. Looks like that will be round 2. Double Flare of Denial feels absolutely great, especially when you have both of them castable. You feel like you are in control of every part of the game. Alright, good round 2. Let's hop into round 3. Here we go. This is round 3. Flare of Denial. We have a Prized Amalgam. Bloodghast is pretty nice. If we can just find a way to discard all these cards, this is perfect. I'll keep this 7, I think. It does not cast a blue spell, though. That is the one awkward part. We can do a lot off of just black, though. We're going to keep this as our very risky hand here. We are on the draw. Verdant Catacombs. Are we getting Thoughtseized here? That would be a little awkward. Nope. They will play a Bauble. Will they activate? They will look at my top here. Hopefully they are looking at a land right now. Oh, they actually are. That's crazy. So let's do this. Let's do that. I could have Polluted Delta there. Whoops. Whatever. Alright, they're not making me discard. That's perfect. I can Polluted Delta now, or I can play a Bloodghast. Let's do this. And then just put in a Surveil land. 1 out of 3 islands. Flare of Malice, we have not seen this game. Let's leave that on top. Stalactite Stalker is here. Alright. Could be a Bowmasters. Let's see what's up. It will be a Bowmasters. They will take out one of these things. Alright. Makes sense. This guy is now a 2/2, which is convenient. If I had played the fetch land turn 1, things could have been a little different here. They would have had to make a block. And actually, they're going to Edict us, of all things. Alright, that's fine. So we want to get this Bloodghast in the graveyard at some point. This Prized Amalgam's also good. If we play the Prized Amalgam, we can then hardcast either Flare of Denial or Flare of Malice. And then at any point doing the Bloodghast stuff, we will be able to bring back the Prized Amalgam. I could have Flare of Denialed that, so kind of don't know what's up with the with that. Oh, it's because it has split second. That makes a lot of sense. Well, we can't wipe a board, sadly, so this is going to be a little awkward. Second Bloodghast here. That's unfortunate. We just kind of have to put this thing out. We can sack the Bloodghast and get another Bloodghast on the battlefield. Let's do that. Alright. And then our next land brings back more than just one creature. Flare of Malice we will hold up. I think maybe I play this on my opponent's end step. Might need to 3 steps ahead next turn, though. Tarmogoyf. Gnarly. Well, this is a big trade here for them. They'll attack. I think we just pop the Bloodghast here with Flare of Malice. Pitching that. And then, yeah, I think it might just be 3 steps ahead here on this next turn if we don't draw land. Alright, they'll lose a Bowmasters. They keep the Goyf. Sounds fine. We go to 10. Things are not looking good. We get Psychic Frog. I think we need to do the thing that guarantees us, or that almost guarantees us having some creatures on the battlefield. If we can find a land in the top 2, we are looking a lot better than we were previously. That is exactly what we want. We're going to discard the either Psychic Frog or Snapcaster Mage. I think Flare of Denial can go. We don't really have the mana to work with here. And then actually we're going to take some damage from the Bowmasters, which is awkward. We go to 8. They got some big creatures here. We go Polluted Delta. Take action, take action. Prized Amalgam triggers, take action. I believe we're dead though, no? Yeah, the Amalgam does come in tapped, sadly. So we have no blockers, they have 9 damage. We are going to go down in round 3. We'll let our opponent take us out here and move on to the 4th round. They'll get Mishra's Bauble here. Let's just go ahead and get rid of any of our priority. We'll take a tapped land. Fetch land in case somehow we don't die. What was on the top here? I am just curious. It was a Brainstorm. We'll mill that over. Why not? Cool. So that is going to end things out here. Round 4 coming up now. Round 4. Let's go. Flare of Denial, Snapcaster Mage, Bloodghast, and Flare of Malice. We have fodder for all the pitch spells. Or not pitch spells, but you know what I mean. For all the flares, we have our fodder. We'll keep 7, just see what happens. Fodder grave tapped. Say go. That could have been a Surveil land off of Polluted Delta, I realize. Springleaf Drum on Radiant Fountain. Okay. Well, no time like the present to just get in with a Bloodghast. If they deal with it, it comes back pretty quickly. Springleaf Drum again. Can't do anything about that. Alright, and then I can go Stalactite Stalker or hold up Flare of Denial. They have not much mana right now, so I think I do want to just go Polluted Delta, Activate Ability. We need to find... I guess we're just shocking in it. Excuse me, another watery grave. Is that true? No, I think I get an island. I think I go Stalactite here, and then I can Snapcaster Mage in and then play Flare of Denial. I could also go Flare of Malice first. Ideally, they play a creature here. I Flare of Malice it, and then we follow up with Snapcaster, bring back Flare of Malice, pitch that to my next Bloodghast, and then pitch the Snapcaster to Flare of Denial. A lot of things that could happen there. So hopefully this is a creature. And then hopefully their next turn is not a creature. We'll actually just get to go to our hand here. And this is perfectly fine. We'll go Bloodghast. Doesn't have haste, but that's fine. We're getting in for 4. We will put in a tap land. Unless I want to Snapcaster Mage in now. I suppose we should hold that opportunity up. Actually, you know what? They're on 1 mana. That doesn't matter at all. Well, I'm just being silly here. Springleaf Drum does literally nothing here. What are they trying to play? Mishra's Bauble, fine. They get to see what's coming down the pipe. I mean, this is just a terrible situation for them. I don't know what's up. Mid to my turn, don't need to do anything on end step. They saw that we had Flare of Denial. Cool. Well, now that they know that there's a counter spell coming down, I think we're doing a quite good job here of patrolling. So they find this. We'll let them resolve that. Then we are going to Flare of Malice it. Let's just Flare of Malice with alternate cost. Well, actually, it doesn't have to be alternate cost. We can just hard cast it. That way we don't need to worry about drawing a land next turn. Another Bauble. I mean, all the zeros right now. Must be a Storm deck or something, or just Artifact Synergy. So more Revolt. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what that game was. I think they took a 1-lander hoping that they'd draw something and then didn't. It just did not happen. It was a pretty quick round 4. Let's just go for a re-record real quick. Just get another game in. That was too fast. And in the same vein as too fast, we are already in another match. Let's go. Pain Waves. What do you got for me? All right, Flare of Malice off of Stalactite Stalker turn 1. We don't have this thing with Descend the first turn, but we do have Psychic Frog turn 2. I'll keep it. All right, let's see what kind of pain is coming this turn. We see Shieldred Sleeves. They are playing Beasts. All right, so this is prime time. Flare of Malice will be good to take out a Primeval Titan, so that part's at least nice. Call Me Garden, sure. We do want to find a counterspell, though. We'll shock this. We're going to go Stalactite Stalker, look to produce a little bit of an attacker. They are already pretty close to being able to natural order, and they have 2 targets for it. And actually, now that I think about it, we don't need a counterspell because they have Cavern of Souls. Cammy, they will have their 4th land. You got it. And this is 4 unique lands. 5th unique land plus a Primeval Titan gets them there. Prized Amalgam here. I think I just shock, go Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog gets rid of Prized Amalgam. That'll go my Stalker. We can offer a trade, but I think they would take it with Cammy, so I'm not going to do it. No attacks. End turn. Flare of Malice still held up. We'll probably have to do that at end step here, since I think a Primeval Titan's coming down. Possibly off of natural order. So they go for the Windswept Heath now. That might mean that they don't plan to play Primeval Titan, or they need the mana to hardcast one. So if actually this doesn't even get the castle though. So I don't know why they would do this unless like I don't know why they would play the Windswept Heath and crack it now if they have Primeval Titan in hand. So yeah, okay, this is just Sylvan Scrying. They're just going for it slow. Sure. We do want Flare of Denial unless if it's a natural order though. Alright, well, Brainstorm's going to probably be the next play here. I'm going to hold the Mystic Sanctuary for a sec. Alright, we're going to go Brainstorm. Flare of Malice again. Demonic Tutor finds a counterspell. Put one back. Put the Flare of Malice back. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be playing more than like a few prime times at a time. We'll do that, then Demonic Tutor. Alright, so we go for Flare of Denial. And now we're good against a hard cast Primeval Titan and a natural order into Primeval Titan. Would I discard a card here? It's not nothing about these are permanent, so Stalactite Stalker is probably not the move. Could get rid of Mystic Sanctuary, but I don't think having a 3/3 is really worth it. We'll attack like this. See what we can get. We have 3 things in the graveyard, but their Arboreal Grazer can block, so it's fine. We do find a chump block, which is convenient. This is nice, and we will sack things if we have to this turn. Like to keep the Psychic Frog around, but we'll see what happens. Pit of Offerings, Field of the Dead is in hand. They're going to exile 3 cards. Well, let's go ahead and exile these 3 cards and get my thing flying, because why not? Alright, cool. And I think I'm going to get my turn back here. We have to start dealing with Field of the Dead next turn, which is awkward. Discover 4. I believe they'll be casting that, right? So that's natural order? No, just the Cameo of Bamboo Groves. That can happen. And they'll get the Field of the Dead out this turn. Darn. Oh no, 6 out of 7. Cool. Awesome. Oh, because they sacrificed the Hidden Nursery. Sure. My turn. Watery Grave here. Let's Brainstorm first. Polluted Delta's better than that. Wow. Look at all these cards. I mean, I don't know if Flare of Malice or Flare of Denial is going to be very good here. We want to keep one of each at the very least. Get rid of the Flare of Malice, I guess. Let's do this, then we shuffle these away. And 1, 2, we need a island. I want to keep my life total relatively high now, so we'll go like that. Here we'll go ahead and activate. Would they make a double trade here? Kind of not sure. Let's see what's up. This thing's 1 CMC as well. They'll let me hit. Sweet. We gotta draw off the Psychic Frog. It'll be Cephalid Coliseum. We'll end turn. We've descended. I can probably discard the Cephalid Coliseum. 2 out of 7 is pretty steep. So Field of the Dead being a thing that exists is kind of annoying. Psychic Frog might have to start getting big. Alright. Mystic Sanctuary, what does it find? Brainstorm? Is Brainstorm good? Yes, it is. Alright, put it on top. And then Psychic Frog will probably want to discard something to get a +1/+1 counter on it. We'll go Stalactite Stalker in as well. Let's send it. See how they block. They will block the Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog will discard a permanent. It'll be this island. And now we have Descend. Perfect. Alright, that's nice. Psychic Frog can start getting big here. We pass. We got a 4/4. The life totals are the same now. Woodland Foothills, you got it. That is 2 zombies. Fortunately, our Stalactite Stalker is not quite big enough yet. Might have to be Psychic Frog taking us over the edge here. We can make it a 7/8. This is all fine. I suppose I go to my turn. Like, do I just need to activate Psychic Frog? I can make this a 2-turn clock. And, like, that might end up being the move here. So doesn't have to be exactly this turn. We have to retain one Flare of Denial. Start with a Brainstorm. Bowmasters is pretty good. Flare of Malice doesn't really matter. Flare of Denial doesn't really matter too. We have one of each. I think the Flare of Malice, yeah, you know what? We want one of each. We'll go like that. Polluted Delta, we fetch. And do I want any of these on top? I suppose Brainstorm would be nice. Let's just start looping Brainstorms. Bowmasters now, that deals a little bit of damage. I think we go Psychic Frog just with all the discards now. Discard 1. Discard 2. Discard 3. That makes it a 2-turn clock. Psychic Frog activate, exiling 3. We'll get rid of Cephalid Colosseum and basically just the lands first. And we have enough to activate next turn as well. So we move in. For 6, we'll draw a card. Oh, no, we're not going to. That's right. Forgot that that was a thing. Sure. I don't think it was worth sacking the Stalactite Stalker. We get to go to 5. It's not the end of the world. I mean, their Field of the Deads get bigger. We can surprise with Orcish Bowmasters and kill one of them. They will seek an online card here. And actually, I just realized I've discarded all of my Flare of Denials. It's going to be awkward if that is natural order. Okay, it's just spelunking. That could have been bad, but it's not the end of the world. There's a world where we still lose this one, though. It's starting to fall away. Alright. Once upon a time, I just hope that they don't find something with Reach or Primeval Titan, because both of those are bad for me. Bojuka Bog, yikes. Alright, well, we are going to end up exiling our graveyard anyway, so it doesn't matter. We eat one of these, we take 4. Didn't need to really happen that way. I did have this Orcish Bowmasters. We're going to kind of just drop it out now. We'll retain as many blockers as possible. Opponent goes to 10. We go like this. We take a draw here. We can force the double block on Stalactite Stalker, actually. Okay, I like that. Yeah, because if I just go like this in general, it's the difference between me drawing a card on Psychic Frog or me getting a double block on Stalactite Stalker. I think regardless, I just need to do this anyway since they're about to exile my graveyard. So now we get to go in like this. We have enough blockers that we're not going to die, I think. Yeah, we take 4. Plus whatever we draw for this Brainstorm. Cool, so it has to be a double block here. Now we're not worried about dying. Opponent's at 4. 1 attack and we win. We get to draw a card. We can think about surveilling here. We'll look at the Brainstorm first. Snapcaster is good. Flare of Denial is good. Prized Amalgam is good. We'll put 2 on top. And I guess I have to mill over one of these, which will be Snapcaster Mage. Is that true? I Flare of Denial something. They exile my Prized Amalgam. Then I draw Snapcaster Mage. I can just re-Flare of Denial, though. I think that's just better. So we do this. We mill over the Prized Amalgam. They probably just drop the Bojuka Bog next turn. It's fine. Right, and there's really nothing that they can do here because their things won't be hasty. We can counter a Primeval Titan or things that get a Primeval Titan. Bojuka Bog gets our graveyard. Fine. Looking like we have it. Actually, though, Psychic Frog. That's the problem, that we don't have a 3rd card. So maybe this is not what it... Oh, okay, well, no. They're going to Bowmasters. Bowmasters will trigger here. I'm going to kill a blocker. If we just connect once, we're good. We're going to tear asunder here. I think I have to Flare of Denial that. Okay. Hopefully that last card's not a good one. I think we might be getting our turn back here. Okay, so Snapcaster Mage here would find Flare of Denial. Opponent's actually going to give us this one. Not really sure how I feel about that. We'll take a win. I think it was very close. The problem is we didn't have our third card in Graveyard. Snapcaster Mage would have given me flashback on Flare of Denial, but that doesn't really do anything. We would have attacked with Stalactite Stalker and Psychic Frog. They would have had to block with everything, and then we get in with Bowmasters. So actually, if that Bowmasters had not gone to the Cameo of Bamboo Groves, this might not have been a winning situation. But regardless, we'll take round 4. Round 5 coming up here. We have one last try. Alright, 5th and final round here. Last one. Stalactite Stalker, Flare of Denial with Prized Amalgam, 3 steps ahead, Brainstorm, Polluted Delta, Mystic Sanctuary. So we can Polluted Delta off the bat. Yeah, sure, why not? So Polluted Delta and Stalactite Stalker. Turn 2 Brainstorm on tapped Mystic Sanctuary. Ooh, Wizard's Rockets. Oh, this is Belcher. Alright, so we need Flare of Denial. We have to have Prized Amalgam out as early as possible. We go Polluted Delta here. Now I'm actually not so worried about them doing anything other than a Belcher, so I think we find a Surveil land here and dig for a third land. Actually, Wizard's Rockets is not necessarily Belcher. It could be like Artifact Storm, but the fact that I see this kind of makes me think that it's Belcher. The next land drop will tell me a lot. Oh yeah, definitely Belcher, Dark Ritual, and we're dead. That's unfortunate. Flare of Denial can't be cast. It is what it is. Let's see it. They are taking their darn time here. Are they trying to beseech? Ah, they are trying to beseech into it. Got it. We'll draw a card here. And they will find the Belcher most likely, or they'll get a Iron Crag Feat, either of which kill me with a Belcher in hand. That will be the Iron Crag Feat, so we are going to die to a turn 2 Belcher. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a way to go out here in round 5. I'm going to go ahead and queue up one more, because that is no way to end a video. Could we have done much about that? Honestly, not really. That's a turn 2 on the play, unprotected kill. Nice job. Definitely trying to play some Charbelcher here in the near future. That's on my bucket list. So, you know, if that's a deck that you're into, keep an eye out. It'll be on the channel soon. I also have a few games here and there with it in previous builds of the deck, back when Izzet was the way to play that deck. And then I did a little bit of experimentation with Mono Green, and I want to say Rakdos as well. I think that since Dark Ritual's come out, though, I haven't played the deck, so at some point I'll have to return to it. Dark Ritual seems to be pretty busted with that thing. Especially with the new spell lands being able to shock in on a more constant basis. That means that you have a lot more turn 2s that normally would be turn 3s. And I guess it turns a lot of the normal like turn 3, turn 4 wins into turn 3s, so that is something to think about. I think I will have to return, but either way, this is going to be round 5 v2 here. Flare of Malice off of Double Brainstorm, Cephalid Coliseum, and a Swamp. We'll try it. See what opponent has. We get to turn 1 Brainstorm off of a Pain land. What a world we live in. And actually, we're going to be doing that against Mono Red. Sweet. Do I take damage here to Brainstorm? I think I do, because then I can Surveil away. Or I can set up for turn 3 Prized Amalgam. I think either way I want to get this Brainstorm off. Could happen turn 1, could happen turn 2. Let's at least save a life and do the Undercity Sewers first. 3 steps ahead. A little early for that card. Well, there goes Ragavan. What do we lose? That would have been a island. So we can double Brainstorm here. Not that that really matters at all. We're going to have a hard time clearing the top. Alright, it is what it is. Looking for a fetch land off the top. Orcish Bowmasters here. We will punish them by playing one of our 2 Brainstorms. We do find the Polluted Delta. Now this Tamio is really good with a Brainstorm. It's unfortunate they have the Bowmasters on board. We can Flare of Malice off of Prized Amalgam in one of these coming turns, then go Tamio into Brainstorm. So we'll put one Brainstorm back. Well, actually, we're going to draw one of these cards, aren't we? So Prized Amalgam, and that will draw the Prized Amalgam, and we will shuffle the Polluted Delta away the Brainstorm. Okay. Bowmasters, yep, we're not putting another Brainstorm into that. We will take a damage. Alright, so Flare of Malice still kills that. Here we go. And what do we lose? Oh yeah, that's our Prized Amalgam, right? At least I didn't give him Brainstorm. Oh, but if they play that, then yeah, we can't play Flare of Malice. Oh man, that's actually way worse. Alright, this might actually be a very quick round 5. Polluted Delta here doesn't really shuffle away anything anymore. I can go Tamio. Doesn't really do anything for me. I can go Cephalid Coliseum. Or not Cephalid Coliseum. I can go Swamp into Psychic Frog into Tamio. I think Tamio is worth the damage because she can block. Psychic Frog is probably going to discard these Flares of Malice and just like make sure that they can't attack effectively. We want to kill the Bowmasters. That's our biggest one. Oh, that's Fatal Push. Tough. Alright, so we're going to go Flare of Malice then and get our buddy that Prized Amalgam back. That's at least something. Cool. They go in, we block the thing that does the most damage, and we go to 10. I think that Tamio Brainstorm is not going to work. Oh god, they have Sneak Attack. I mean, this can't end well. So Flare of Malice now can be cast. We're going to take damage for doing it. I get a second blue here. Going to 9. Yeah. Then we go Flare of Malice on their end step. We have to attack with Tamio. I don't think we should attack with Tamio. We need to block. Okay, so yeah, hold up Flare of Malice, kill the Bowmasters end step, or whatever they put in here. Well, I mean, I think I kind of need to now Flare of Malice, whatever they put in. Not gonna lie. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. Auto pay. Don't want Ulamog attacking. Tamio will just need to block again. She's good for soaking up 2 damage. We go to 6. Gotta kill this Bowmasters. My turn. Oof, these are tough. Cephalid Coliseum, though. Let's, for Threshold, do this. Target me. Draw 3, discard 3. This triggers Tamio, but then Bowmasters kills her, or they try to kill me. We're going to discard 1, 2, 3. That puts a bunch of crap in graveyard. Their Bowmasters gets to trigger first. Do they go face or kill Tamio? They will go face, so I will get my Tamio flipped. Resolve, resolve, resolve. Now I think this works for me because Tamio comes back, I plus her, and then things get -1, -0. That means I'm looking at 1, 2, 5 damage next turn. Stalactite Stalker can survive me to 1 damage. Ooh boy. Alright. Well, either they sneak attack something in, or they kill my Stalactite Stalker. Let's see what it is. All right, it's dead. Let's see what was on top. Me. Yeah, tough breaks. It is what it is. We actually cannot Flare of Denial. So close. That's almost something that would have worked. All right. Well, we're dead. Bowmasters is going to do its thing, and we will die in round 5. All in all, I think it was kind of a medium set of games today. Definitely a cool deck. I like the idea of all the Flares of Denial. Unfortunately, it looked like we had problems getting to that point in the game. You could try to make a case for this to be a historic speed kind of deck, but I wonder how that would work in the land space. You have Cephalid Colosseum, that's probably a pretty decent card, but the Mystic Sanctuaries and stuff is kind of turned on by having a lot of islands and in your blue-black mana base, so fetch lands are sort of important, and you don't have those in historic. Kind of hard to say, but maybe you could make it work. If you do, let me know how it works for you, and maybe I'll give it a try in the future if it's really all that it's cracked up to be. But with that being said, that is the end of the deck tech. Overall fun games. The deck list will be in the video description in case you'd like to try it out. Make sure to like and comment on the video to help with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. With that being said, that's all for me, and I'll see you in the next video.